Hey beauties, afternoon to you. I'm now getting a chance to comment on, I think it was on November 1, the House of Representatives, where the government, the speaker for this, who obviously would be the Minister of Finance, Dr. Nigel Clark, that, they're going to eliminate the GCT on the racehorse importation, the tax because of the different tax codes and so on, different tariff codes, my apology, they're going to eliminate, so that it can boost the economy. It's where in the book of Psalms it says we are worth more. Is it Psalms or is Proverbs, beautiful people? But I guess we can find it where basically God is saying, why worry about tomorrow? Aren't we worth more than many sparrows? Many sparrows. So right away, and if we look at the etymology or the makeup of life, we are the higher form of mammals. So like the horses, the lions, the tigers, the bears, they're the lower form. When they can't speak, their emotional intelligence and IQ is not, like humans and so on. And, they can't drive and the different things that humans can do that these animals cannot do. And one of the biggest investment in that world can ever see is investment in human resources. Human capital is anyone's best resources. In other words, you can't take the horses, for example, and put them behind a desk and a chair to operate like how I would operate or how you would operate. It would be pandemonium in the place. The place would be destroyed. The machinery, everything would be destroyed. Nothing would be done. Productivity would be at zero. And it would be very expensive because they would now have to replace the items that the animals would destroy because, these are wild animals, instinctive. Even if they're trained, they're still not at that level of intelligence and they don't have the wherewithal, the body parts, the hands, the fingers and whatnot to conduct, something sensible that the humans would need. So therefore it tells a story that the biggest investment is human resources. Even with the horse races, it takes a human to kind of guide the horse with the bridle, with the whip, whatever it is that they use to, as the driving force to move the horses, and then the better horse would win on the basis, under the auspices of under the guidance of the human race, of the man or the woman, the jockey that is riding the horse. So why is it that, for example, the GCT that we pay, why not eliminate it? And so that people can have more monies in their pockets and invest in the different, for example, the investments that we have in our country that can boost the economy. Why not do that? Why not even give the people even a tax break for a moment and not take out the income tax maybe for a few months or for a year or something like that, and allow the people to, because as much as we face the different atrocities and difficulties and challenges in our country, for the most part, I think most Jamaicans love their country, they're loyal, they're devoted, and they would give back. They would give back. So they would inject money. They would now be able to invest, increase, become a good steward of the monies so that they can, boost the economy. But the tax, according to Dr. Nigel Clark et al., will be removed from the racehorse, the gambling economy, to boost the economy. I don't know. Let me check myself. I'm wondering if I'm on the planet Earth. Let me get back to normal. Let me see if I can come back to myself, because I'm not sure. I'm closing my eyes and opening it back. Yeah, yes, I'm on Earth. I am on Earth. They didn't kidnap me and put me on Pluto, Jupiter, Mars, or Saturn, or Neptune. I couldn't go Mercury because I probably would be burnt, since it's closest to the sun. And if we feel this way in terms of the heat, and we are so far from the sun, can you imagine being on Mercury? So, why me can never figure out Dr. Nigel Clark et al.'s algorithm. I didn't do econ. I didn't do econ. I'm just going with my basic understanding of economy and the knowledge that the best resource that can boost any economy is the human resource. I think the baby who was just born would actually get that. The baby who was just born. Yeah, man, I personally believe that. The tax, when many Jamaicans have been begging and bawling for years to get a tax break. Even some of these small business people to get a tax break, or maybe, just a few months, not take our income tax, give us the opportunity even for a year to do, how back in the day you'd have this thing called fixed deposits or term deposits. I don't know if they still have these things, and so on. Give people a chance to invest, and then, because we can give back. Then if you want to tax those, then fine. You have some of these investments, they will tell you if you take before 5 years, you're going to lose out, you're going to be taxed heavily, whatnot. So do something like that, because everyone has to benefit, or let me not use the word has, should benefit. The people, the country at large. So Jamaicans, so we are not really being governed and manned. It is really about profit making. We just run like a business. We're here to, like how you have the salespeople and they're required to push out profit and more income, even to their expense. That's exactly how it is. We are being run. That is how we are being manned. As opposed to what, like the JCF's slogan, I call it, or their mantra, or their mission. We're here to serve, protect, and reassure. This is an offshoot from what being a leader is all about. The leader of a country, to reassure, to protect, to serve, to reassure, and to protect the people of Jamaica. Ensure that their well-being is paramount. Ensure that their standard of living is paramount. Ensure that their way of life, their culture is paramount. It is well taken care of. I gave the example that even if they're at 100%, we don't have to get there. Fine, since you're in leadership, special privileges can be given to you. Not a problem. But you can be at 100 and the rest of the people are at 20 and 30%. No pun intended, or maybe. So you're at 100% and they're at 20%, 30%. So there's a big gulf between the two. I'm dumbfounded, literally discombobulated, flabbergasted, stunned. I just have to be calling these adjectives and using hyperbole, because I'm not figuring out what is happening to the Jamaican people. This is beyond mismanagement to the very core. Many people have been begging and pleading, give us a tax break sometimes, so that people can get their lives together and then they can invest themselves. Again, remember, we're the higher form, or the highest forms of mammals, since you have several of them. We're the highest form, the more intelligent, or the most intelligent. Even the dumbest person is still more intelligent than the smartest animal. Or the most illiterate individual is still smarter than the smartest animal. And you're going to be doing that and talking about boosting the economy? When there are many ways to skin the cat, and you choose the lesser of, or the least way, as opposed to the best way, which is to invest in the people, which you could have given us a tax break. So, increase. You don't want to give us beyond 20% increase in the public sector service salary. But you give yourselves 200%. You don't want to give us a tax break, or, in terms of the income tax being taken out. Or our tax break in terms of a lot of the food items in terms of GCT. No way. But you're going to take it off betting and gaming, of lottery type thing, and say to boost the economy. So you're going to be using gambling to boost the economy, as opposed to using the better of the two, which is the human resources, sir, et al. I can't even cry. I can't even cry. Because I'd be wasting my precious tears that I think I should save for where the tears are needed. God is a judge. He will fix it. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this message.